was slow. See, look, it's all DOT.
Yeah.
But with the Granger, it's a little bit of burst.
Yeah, it's like a burst in chunks. And with all of the marksmen, technically, that we mentioned, he has the most dashes. Like, Moskov has a lot of dashes, but he needs to, like, hit and then dash, hit and then dash. Carry, almost somewhat in the same boat. Well, for Granger, it's just like a lot of little micro repositionings that you could use, especially with the R-lot around.
It's a full dash after every 5 seconds,
Yeah.
and then like a mini dash after every Sonata.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening here, if we're going to find ourselves in a game 3 or not, or if RORA takes this one swinging in a sweep against Smart Omega. We'll take a look at the emblems here real quick as we get a look at the mid lane action. Unbreakable already used. Revitalize as well. All right. Early.
Oh my God, Penguin catches a lot from Yue. Point blank, and in life, his surge of life just tops them both up.
Yeah, with that information, Demon Kite's actually going to approach the Golem on this side, even with Edward here, so they want control of this side.
They picked up that trick from Onyx when they lost last week.
Yeah, that rotation. Harley goes up top. He can't go to the orange. Oh, he was waiting for the Lithium Wanderer, and he still gets it. Here's a small win there. It's going to be the late take on the orange for both teams. They both just wanted to get purple. They're getting the smaller camps first before getting the orange buff.
Okay, and Demon Kite will want to grab the little extra gold there. So this is one of the things I think, depending on how this plays out too in the early game, there could potentially be a two Sky Piercers being built up over here for Aurora. So those stacks could happen. Do we think Demon Kite actually goes with that, or is it just all going to be Demon Kite?
Yeah, no, there's 3 possible Sky Piercers.
Oh yeah, Yue as well, Yue.
I think they have to decide. I'm against the possibility of multiple.
Yeah, just one, because you're all just going to be fighting for stacks. This isn't RG. In ranked games, understandable. In the pro scene, at least you're going to have to pick one. Actually, don't know who, because they're all very possible.
Yeah, who's better here? If we think about all these possibilities.
Whoever pops off first, Joseph.
Whoever
Probably
can get to the adaptive glove first.
Flicker final smash onto Edward. And Mr. Consistent gets taken down. First blood drawn by Smart Omega.
Fast rotation, great call. Good start for Omega.
Yeah, that's what they needed. This is going to get them the turtle too, so there's nothing that Demon Kite can really do there. As he's trying to just get his purple, so they'll go for the trade. A kill and an objective going to the hands of Smart Omega. Best start they can hope for now.
Yeah, to make this work, you're going to have to get kills on the Ryzen.
Tsunami slam by Light, taking down Ryzen just as quickly. The criminal always returns to the scene of the crime.
I thought he would just let that go and then go straight for going here to the golem or his own purple. I mean, he didn't get the info that Light... They might not have seen Light when he came out of that bush. He went back in.
Yeah.
Demon Kite was in his purple buff, which most likely Ryzen would have known. That might have been a misplay for Ryzen to keep staying there, dude.
DK is nickel and diming Ryzen. The fact that he was absent from the map for, what, half a minute? That led to Demon Kite getting a little bit more on the map. He's closed the gold gap.
So it's going to be Demon Kite going for the Sky Piercer. He's already got 2 pieces built there. I'm assuming he's going to go ahead and lock that in.
Yep.
But yeah, there's quick potential deaths here for both sides. Smart Omega can do exactly the same thing that we just saw Aurora do. Also because Mingwen has been holding on to the Tsunami Slam. So I think Rora is also in a possibility of just needing to respond quickly to that, but also just making sure they don't get set up like that.
Older Suyo build, he went for the Fury Hammer, and then he's going to go for the War Axe afterwards. Purple buff is just about to spawn for Demon Kite. Horizon in the lower half of jungle. It wasn't a also terrible loss that he got taken out there. And Kite gets the EXP crab. Ryzen has a slight advantage. Not slight. That was a considerable progress on his XP bar. It's even bigger than I thought it would be. The progress in EXP.
Yeah. In the XP lane? Oh, Edward.
Fool me twice, shame on me, says Edward. That's a shorter form of that phrase. As James refuses to let that sting and moves on. That's just the final side. It'll come up cooldown.
Yeah, it'll be back up, but this is all to set up for this turtle. Second one of the game, they're going to get in position. Whoa, Mingwen jumping forward with a flicker, trying to get the Tsunami Slam, won't find it, but Yue burned his flicker.
It's a flicker for a flicker as the dance of the turtle continues. Slight advantage to Aurora. Turtle's pulled over to them. Soft reset. There's
Gonna
the
reset.
revitalize for Perceive. Shabloins! Edward with the Throne of Ruin. The real Tsunami Slam takes down Penguin. And that's a man down for the barangay. Aurora take turtle number 2.
Yeah, they don't overcommit anymore. They have Netsky push up top while Ryzen just goes straight back to his purple buff. Conservative move there by Omega, but well warranted. Well, Aurora, wait, James?
Okay, 2-man final slash, but it's Demon Kite and Edward. I don't think it's a winning situation. This seems familiar.
Ooh, that's pretty clean. Good job, James.
Yeah.
Staying alive, making moves. Perceiva's here now, but not going to be able to result in anything. Was charging up the Unbreakable, but all this time, Netsky's been able to go ahead and farm up pretty well. He does pick up the DHS. He's working on the Corrosive Scythe next.
And Ryzen drops that Deadly Magic on the Dominic Kite. Dominic Kite backing up, takes the turn, and gets hit by the final slash. The final touch by James. Aurora, a man down. Perceiva comes in the 2. Pop in that taunt, still no revitalize. And Edward comes in with a massive thrown up roll. It's going to get the Demon Kite. Down goes Ryzen, down goes Penguin, line with the secure. The real Tsunami Slam comes in. Taking down James. Double kill for Demon Kite. 3 for none.
Bam! Double kill going to the hands of Demon Kite. You saw Aurora, it looked like they were just going to completely lose that fight, and then everybody came right there where they needed to be.
Yeah, without Netsky, they realized they can't do much with the presence of Edward and his Alice. And Edward realized, wait, they're all clumped up together, and I have my Flicker. I think I'm going to go for the Crimson Gleam, Flicker, Throne of Ruin combo, and Demon Kite off of the red right mid bush was ready to follow up with the Blade Surge and the damage. That was a clean execution by Edward and Demon Kite.
Good response. Still, there's that fight in Smart Omega that you're seeing. There's still potential to make fights go in their favor because of the way this works. You know, I just think that RORA right now is just showing a little bit better decision-making when it comes to the fights breaking out. Next Turtle's coming into play. You've got a Radiant Armor picked up by James. James, actually on this R-Lot, is able to do a lot in terms of positioning to favor Smart Omega, depending how he sets things up. But he doesn't have that Flicker just yet available. We'll see if Perceiva also decides to maneuver around this a little bit differently. Also revitalizes there. Penguin, though, doesn't have an ultimate just yet. Now he picks up the Throne of Ruin. So he's got a Flicker as well. A fight for this Turtle. Last one.
Final slash, still on point. Turtle at Retribution Rage. Demon Kite secures. OG Tsunami Slam taking down James. Throne of Ruin, but Netsky answers with a blazing duet, but 2 fall down too quickly for Omega. And another one falls for Shiva, taken down by Doming. And just like that, Omega cut their losses.
Still no solutions for this Alice. Netsky got a kill. The AOG by Perceiva just also ever so slightly off the mark. He was only able to really hit Yue, but the other members of RORA were just tearing through his teammates. Omega just have to find a recovery. At least he had a much better early game, so the lead isn't as big. To watch Horizon, who wants to get close, he tosses up the Deadly Magics. He'll be able to take down Light. Netsky finishes him off, but the rest of Aurora were healthy and safe. Double kill for Dominkai, 2 stacks.
That was the moment that basically snapped the close, tight relationship these gold leads have. Yeah. There was a clinch that Omega was holding on to, but Aurora said, nah, we can't do that.
Yeah, that was just a fight. That's what I was saying. When it comes to the team fights, they're just making those better decisions on how they approach it. And, you know, Dominkai protected really well and found that positioning that favored him. That was one of the big difference factors there, too.
Hey.
Netsky, yeah, he's been doing work.
Yeah. That was a great read by Omega. I think to credit them, that felt like them doing their homework, seeing the tendency of RORA with their minion wave push. Usually they'd like to collapse together as an entire team and just threaten breaking a base turret. So then Netsky realizing that, or maybe someone from Omega told Netsky to just split push, and it worked.
Wow, Netsky's actually got quite a bit of damage now on this plot too. Now that he's nearly there, he's nearly to the Trinity. And even his auto attacks alone on Edward, you can see just how much of a threat he could be. So Netsky might be, once again, one of the main components to making something happen in favor of Smart Omega. It's not a drastic goal deficit like we saw previously, so they're in a much better fighting position where they can actually contest this Lord, unlike the last game. They'll start it up.
Whoa.
They're holding it. Are they blitzing the Lord here?
I mean, it's under a third, now under a fifth, under a 10th, and they did it! Ryzen! Highway robbery! Right in front of Dominkai and Demonkite. They're like, It happened too fast.
There I say, Omega. I like their calls here in the late game. They understand the tendencies of Aurora. They said, you know what, I think we can play this. And they did. First Lord, though, hopefully that finally helps give them progress towards the mid. But Aurora are hell-bent on defending their lower half of the map with, of course, keeping tabs in the mid.
Gentlemen, Aurora are making better decisions, but they're not making fast decisions.
Yeah.
Omega, I think, have seen them and saying, yo, they're all telegraphed. What if on the flick of the dime, we just take the Lord?
Yeah, it was up. They're like, hey, we're here. We might as well just see if we can make it happen. And they did. You know, obviously this Lord is going to be dealt with pretty quickly, but essentially it narrowed that gap a little bit more for Smart Omega. And now they're looking to take down at least this tier 1 in the mid to open up the map just a little bit more so they can maneuver around where they need to. Divine Glaive also picked up now for Mingwin.
Oh, wow, we're back in the clinch. It's just at about 1,000.
Yep. They'll charge him the Lord. There goes the shields. That's a good, I feel like that's about one of the best things you can have for Smart Omega off of a first Lord, plus a tier 2 up top.
It's crazy how they were able to pull the Lord just in the nick of time to make sure that it doesn't charge. I mean, the Holy Shield still gets popped, but at least that's not there's no damage onto the turret. That was clutch. I really thought that it was finally able to, it was just about to charge up, but they pulled it out just in time.
Yep. That tier 2 turret just standing barely up top. I think they'll try to get that in. It looks like they're going to go for that. It's one hit away, and this will just continue to leave some opening for Smart Omega here. Edward will go ahead and get spotted out too as that turret falls. So, yeah, Netsky feels the damage as well.
Okay. That looks like 2 hits coming out of the Destinata. Omega still has a lot of possible chance to come back in this game. James with an anti-harass. He has the radiant armor. Netsky has still has the lead over Dominkai despite everything that's happened for Aurora. That Lord was a massive turnaround. This Suyo hasn't gone crazy like the last one. Still, 305 is a very respectable KDA, but it's not like the Sky Piercer Suyo that gets stacks and is killing you instantly. Still, the damage is going to hurt, though.
Oh, yeah, they spot them out. Edward goes in with a gleam. So they'll keep things at least at a comfortable pace. Aurora barely holding on to the lead that they have. At this point, Smart Omega showcasing that they can actually fight. Wind of Nature was also just recently picked up by Netsky.
We're back in the clinch, gentlemen. It's just under 1,000 between these two, and it looks like Omega's rotations, despite Aurora being honestly in the lead, to just get him surprised. Conceal. Perxiva goes a-hunting, flushing out these brushes. Perxiva gets an unbreakable. The tone of the light. Light gets smothered, but there is an amazing throw to Rowan and Dominkai firing away. Down goes Mingwin. From Netsky. Taking down 1. It's Light. 2 for 1 possibly, but Jenkins taking down first. The shutdown by Netsky on Demon Kite. 2 for 2. Perxiva versus Bang. And Domin finds him. Aurora win the trade in the long haul.
Great little sidestep from Dominkite to survive from that final slash earlier, and it gets himself a stack, but that is a fight still there for Smart Omega.
Yeah, Dominkite was also able to get away from the Blazing Duet that Netsky wanted to focus onto him, but Netsky realized it's a futile effort trying to chase after the Granger, so he turned his attention to the other members of Aurora, Light and Demonkite going down, and it was a purple buff, right?
Dominkite got it, yeah.
Dominkite? Yeah, Dominkite was the last hit.
Great to good.
Yeah. Also, Edward's defensive Throne of Ruin was a perfect response. I think that's a little nitpick I have here for Omega. If you're going to be the one to charge like that and you see that the Alice is there, wait until the Throne of Ruin is gone and then go all out.
Yep. It's damage reduction during the channel, so Smart Omega had to time that a little better, but no, there's still hope.
Yeah, they're still definitely in it. Now this Lord is up. They're not going to be able to blitz this one and go for it the way they did previously, so Rora's got the idea here. They're going to get in position.
It's going to be tough. I think Rora can blitz it too because of the minion wave advantage they have.
Yeah, they know.
The long lane belongs to them. Lord here at 1/8 of its health. Edward just waiting to pop that Throne of Ruin till the time is right, and he gleams into 2. Finds him, freezes up. By Netsky! Gets down Edward. Tsunami's not the answer. Serving up the game with Dominkite. Netsky goes. There's a winner. Finds it! The sharp retribution underneath that pit. Mike can take it up, but US flickers forward. Taking down Demonkite. 2 for 3. The bloodbath. A Pyrrhic victory for Omega. But Aurora win the trade.
All right, 3 members of Aurora crashing in. Demon Kite was not able to cleanly retreat that because he was still under his Winter Crown. But Aurora still has the firepower. Their 2 carries are here.
Oh, the Lord will welcome in the wave. The 3 attackers, the survivors of Aurora's offense, have to take it down. So I think it's a wash. Omega will not get so much out of this objective.
A great take on the Lord, but that, man, what a fight that was. It was a little dicey even for Aurora, admits it all, but a great response from how things kind of broke out. But Smart Omega will stay in it. They clear out the Lord. Aurora clears out the Lord there. Take a look at the replay. This Throne Room, I was actually surprised how fast Edward got deleted down, but he did win a crown. And then they have to disengage from this. Even Domakai, look at this. He had the Deadly Magic on him, pops the winner crown, survives, but the Lord is taken. Luckily for Aurora, they'll chase down Ryzen to capitalize kill. He tries to go back. So capitalizes the kill, though, at least.
Yeah. There was a little nitpick. I would have changed that AOG by Perxiva. I'm going to give it to them. That was beautiful. But they needed to stop you as a constant onslaught of damage, at least one of them. And Perxiva was right beside him. Maybe he couldn't stop him because he didn't have the Unbreakable, and that's why he decided to go for the AOG instead. I'll just think that that's the scenario that would happen.
So if Omega just had an inch better target acquisition, could have been all them.
Yeah, but for them, understandable. Edward was right in front of them, and then they also had their eyes set on the Lord. Not that they're looking to damage it, but they also just want to make sure that Ryzen can get there quickly. So, again, it was really messy, but just you see the potential. Just little adjustments here and there because Yue was way freer than he should have been. Domikite as well in that last one. The fact that the 2 carries, 2 main damage dealers outside of the Suyo are the ones that survived that is very telling of the target acquisition that happened in the last exchange.
Yeah, that's one of the difficult things for Smart Omega to deal with is actually Yue. You know, he's been able to do so much damage. Traction pulse is great. He hasn't died at all. And just the ability to get away with the jetpack and then even having a flicker available just allows him so much mobility and survivability, if you will, on this Kimmy here. So Smart Omega more so has to worry about winning team fights elsewhere because you're most likely not going to catch Yue unless you catch him off guard with a jump with the Avatar of the Guardian or maybe a Deadly Magic at least or even a Final Slash. Like, they have the tools, but it might be just better off trying to take out someone else, even if that's Domankite, because, yeah, he's continuously building up these stacks.
Final Slash finds Edward! Fishes him out of that brush. Aurora lose a very important member.
Omega, this is your shot.
Even Edward did not see that coming. You see him scratching his head in the player cam.
That was a big pick.
That was Lansu-esque. Out of nowhere, James feeding Edward to Omega. But Aurora will still try to contest.
Big Game James has another Final Slash for the Northern Lights.
He might give it up.
Holding that brush. Not going to be necessary as the Barangays score another Lord.
James with the save. Omega will be able to take base turrets here. Unless Aurora pull off a moment of brilliance wherein they can force Omega back before the Lord could even get close. But Omega are freezing waves. They're allowing things to go slowly. They want a 3-lane push.
Yeah, they'll deal with this. Omega getting in position.
For the 3-2 split.
Yeah, Lord coming up. It's going to be making its way up to that top side. And Aurora, they'll have to deal with this. Again, if we look at their defense on this composition, you know, they should be able to clear things out at a decent pace, I would say. There is, what did Domakai just pick up? He just picked up the, I think he just picked up the BOD.
Ouch.
To have that. So yeah, this is the Lord. Oh, they're marching in with this one.
Look at this. The light rotation, taking the long way around the river, finding the flank.
He's so far, though.
He's done this so many times.
He's the M7 World Champion. He's the MVP. People should be watching this, knowing what he's up to. The Lord will help.
Oh, they hold on to the turret.
Keep it down to just about 1 HP. Light still checking range. James! Flicker final slash! Serving up you into the rest of the Barangay. Frozen throne. The ruined combo by Edward. He finds Ryzen. Down he goes. Domakai still wailing away. Down goes James. Demonkai finds him. And now Netsuke firing away at Doming and Demonkai. And they back off 2 for 1.
The link up between Edward and Light. Edward charged up the Throne of Ruin, went forward, Winter Crown, and at the exact moment, Light came in to suplex Rise in midair with that Tsunami Slam, stopping the Harley from getting away.
Yeah, knowing that they have this numbers advantage, they want to go ahead and take down this base turret in the mid lane. Perxiva trying to hold him.
He's trying the flicker, and Light finds Mingwin. Mingwin flickers away, dash into safety, and they get to protect their tier 3 in mid.
Oh, they keep it together though, so good defense there from Smart Omega. That buys them enough time for the rest of the team to get up here. So now RORA, you know, either way, both sides, good defense, good maneuver from Light, like you mentioned earlier on. He's done this many times. Great timing there between him and Edward, but Smart Omega has stayed within frame here and stayed within this game against RORA.
Omega has won games, has won series this season, but this is the best Omega I've seen so far. How they're managing the map, the fact that they can make plays from out of nowhere, that sudden Lord Blitz, their quick rotations, their snappiness. They just need to climb that final hurdle to force a game number 3. A lot of items already completely locked in. No more boots for the Claude. It's up to the Windtalker at this point. Bootsless as well. The Granger has been for quite some time now after he went for the BOD. It's the Winter Crown for him as Ryzen will be hunting him down as the Harley.
Whoa. So Barangay Ube, they rotated underneath the conceal to be able to get to these key bushes, but yeah, RORA's not allowing for them to get capitalized on.
Yeah, so it's not a fast clear just yet for Demon Kite in the bottom lane. He's going to allow that to slowly flow, because if he shows himself, it's going to be a clearer call for Omega. And Aurora saw the pull on the Lord, so they called Demon Kite up here.
Okay,
Lord at half.
Approaching half. Slight pull by Omega, gets reset.
Yeah, it's going to go for a reset. Fighting for space here at this point. That wave down bot is going to be...
Still Omega favorite.
Yeah, still Omega favorite. It is going to push in just slightly here, but we'll see how they play that. That's the map play they're going for right now as they continue to fight for the space around this Lord, but it's going to go for this reset again. And here we go. A bit of a change. Dominkai picking up the War Axe now, too.
Whoa. Could this be this go signal? Aurora are just wailing away. They're both going fast and allowing the rest of Omega to kind of stray forward to where Light is, and they don't fall for the bait either.
They're going to conceal. This is a signature play of what used to be Echo, now Liquid. Who's going to go first?
Lord is at an eighth of its health. Light with the conceal. He's James sniffs it out. Edward with the Throne of Ruin. Right to the back line, but right to take down Demon Kite. Bigwin secures the Lord. And now Edward is just trying to stop the bleeding. Ryzen finds a double. Light falls. Edward gleams away. It's all for the guy. Energy by Perxiva. Pops Edward's immortality as they take down Mr. Consistent. And now they get another. Demon Kite falls. It's just you left.
Blocked by James! The Arlot with the save! And Omega are on their way to forcing game 3!
Big game, James can't be stopped. Finds another ultimate slash, forcing a flicker out of Yue, and he can only watch. Back line. It's a wipeout. Smart